Hey Chris put me on the spot, but I'm going to tell a story about my cousin, Loveless. He got caught the other night, Chris. He was drinking and driving. It was about midnight, 12:30, something like that. The police pulled him over and said, son, where you going drinking and driving like that? He said, I'm going to a lecture. Going to what? A lecture? A lecture. He said, what kind of lecture you going? He said, I'm going to hear about the evils of alcohol on the human body. He said, at 12:30, and who would be giving that lecture? He said, that would be my wife.
I believe that.
Hey, he got caught up.
Tell about when you and Loveless went hunting and found that hole in the ground.
Oh, Lord. And, we had gone, Doc Arsenault is got about a 1,600-acre rice farm back in Eunice, Louisiana. He let us go hunting back there. And we got in the back of his property, hunt some rabbits. And man, they had a great big sinkhole. Had never seen something like that before. And we look at it, we can't see the bottom.
All right.
And my cousin actually said, man, he said, Smith, how deep you think that hole is? And I said, God love it. He said, I have no idea. I said, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take a rock and throw it, and we'll see how long it takes to hit bottom. And we'll get an idea how deep it is. So we found a rock, and we threw it, and we listened, and we never heard the rock hit bottom. Oh, you see, we need something big, you know, we need something big we can hear, you know, so we found a piece of concrete. Man, we took that concrete and we threw that in the hole like that. And we never heard the concrete. And like, he's getting nervous. He said, man, we need something big. We need something really big, you know. And on the edge of the woods next to the railroad, we found an old cross tie left from the old railroad. So we got each end, man, and we got 1, 2, 3, and we threw that cross tie in there, man, and we're listening, and out of nowhere, a goat comes running, jump in the hole too. He said, but you seen that goat? I said, yeah, I've never seen something like that before. But now we're waiting for the goat to hit bottom. And Doc Arsenault comes riding up on his 4-wheeler. He said, hey, he said, y'all see my goat around here? I said, Doc, your goat just jumped in that hole. Huh? No, he said, that can't be my goat. He said, my goat's tied to a cross tie.
Oh, you're terrible.
Loveless, he went at one of them, how you call it, tent revival. Went and had a tent revival. And they had a faith healer there. And the faith healer said, if anybody have any prayer requests or special concern, to come after the service and talk with him. You know? And so Loveless came down after the service, and he asked Loveless, he said, what's your deal? And Loveless said, well, I'm concerned about my hearing. And the faith healer put one hand on Loveless' ear, and he raised his other hand, he started praying, and he saw this look come across Loveless' face like that. And he thought, I must be doing him some good already, you know? So he asked Loveless, he said, your hearing is better already? And he said, I don't know what you're talking about. He said, my hearing's not till next Thursday. That's been trouble. He been having trouble finding a job. Y'all know the economy has gone south. I swear to God. It's terrible.
Except for the young.
Yeah.
They're getting good jobs.
Man, I tell you what. He got him a job driving. Just driving. And you'd think it'd be a pretty good job just driving, you know. But he said, Smith, he said, the first day on the job, it was a beautiful day. He said, I got in the car. He said, I turned on the key. Man, I took off. It was beautiful. I put the window up, put the air conditioner. He said, I put the radio full blast, man. He said, I crank it up. A good song, come on. But he said, I put a little more gas. I went a little fast. He said, before too long, man, I got that radio crank. I'm like 95 down the highway. And I hear this boom, 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 boom. And I'm thinking, I got a flat tire. See, I look out the window and there's a cop on a motorcycle with a big stick going, pull over! Man, I pull on the side of the road like that. This big cop come to the window. I said, yes, officer, I can help you. He said, you sure can. He said, you can take this hearse and get back in the funeral procession you left back. And he said, I drove back down the road. I come to a pile of rosewood and brass handles in the middle of the road like that. Everybody look at me like I killed the guy. He was picking up the pieces. One fella picked up a head and said, is that him? They didn't know he was taller than that. He drank so much, man, I tell you. He died one time. He had that, how you call it, multiple sclerosis.
It
It was bad. When he died, he wanted to be cremated. And we took him out of the camp at Butte La Rose, you know. When we lit him off, man, that man burned for 3 days. The alcohol. There was a pretty blue flame about half. We cooked the pig.
Cook the rice.
The nieces and nephews was there. Everybody was looking and cutting up. The nephews and nieces, they had them Sony Walkmans. Y'all seen that? They got them headphones. They can hear the music while they was dancing. Nobody could hear. We were looking. They didn't care. Finally, one dog turned to the other dog. He said, you know, if we'd act like that, they'd worm us. Man, oh man. And I've been trying to lose some weight. I got on this health kick, you know, and I went and joined one of them health clubs. Y'all seen this? They call it the fitness resort. They ought to call that the last resort. I'm talking, that's like paying somebody to beat you up.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they advertise it, make it look nice. You know, on TV they got these gorgeous women relaxing at the sauna. Oh yeah, enjoying themselves at the sauna. And I'm thinking, baby, I'm going to the sauna, Jack. I got at the sauna, was nothing but a bunch of fat men sitting around complaining about the heat. You ever watch a naked fat man sweat? That's not pretty, no. This fella went to get up, he couldn't break the suction, he picked up the shot the other 2 men across the room. I got out of there. I went in the front room. They told me they want me to work out with free weight. I said, free weight? Why you didn't tell me about free weight when I paid you all that money to join you? Well, it turned out to be barbells. Want me to raise 100 pounds over my head 10 times. On number 3, I'm about to quit, you know. I'm like, giving it all I got and pushing and shoving. This fella said, come on, we can do it. Who's we, you know? I'm the one doing the work. You know? But about this time, this woman come out of the dressing room, 350 pounds. 300, I'm talking 175 pounds on each rebar. 350 pounds in danskin leotard. I said, oh, that's not danskin leotard, that's Buddha casing. The woman got on the trampoline and went down and didn't come back. Spring was popping, flying everywhere. One hit the fat man, shot the car, shot the back. I jumped out behind the cash register, barely escaped with my money, man. Then my wife put me on a home fitness program. Call that yard work. She bought me a leaf blower. You ever seen that? This thing blow 150 miles an hour. 100? I can change the weather with this thing. I drive around, shoot the clouds. Go ahead. It don't rain at my house. And it's got reverse. I can suck ducks out of the sky.
Ducks out of what?
Oh, I can suck the ducks out of the sky. I got a rear bagger and pluck them and everything. And it don't hurt the duck, it just humiliated it. Oh, one time me and Loveless, we was out at the levee like that, sucking ducks, man. And one of them UFOs landed on the levee right there in front of us. This little green man got down, was walking the levee, and I'm looking, I said, Loveless, look at that. He said, what's that? I said, man, I don't know. He said, Smith, go make a roux. You don't want to eat it in his house. But my next door neighbor, him, he have a toupee, confront sideburn and everything. So I was waiting for him to come out of the house. He made 2 steps off that back porch. I hit him with that leaf blower. I shot his toupee on top of a squirrel in my pecan tree. Oh, now I got UFOs claim they seen Elvis Presley eat pecans in my Oh man, but I have a good time. The first time I met Chris was back, it has been over 7 years, I know, but we were doing a cruise ship out of New Orleans, Commodore Cruise.
That was in 96, I think it was.
96 was it? I didn't think I was that old. But Chris is quite a liar himself. We've been able to trade stories a good bit over the years, and I enjoy exchanging email with Chris because he's always got his. He's got some great stories that he shares as well, man. You need to jump in here and fire a couple up, man.
Okay, let me do it. I was just thinking of one that Ralph Magno used to tell.
Thank you very much.
And this little Cajun boy, his daddy owned the trash pile. Now it's not the dump, it's not the landfill, it's the trash pile. And for Christmas, his daddy got him a little moped. And he told him, boy, says, don't you leave the trash pile on that moped. But you know how Cajuns are, they tête d'eux, hard head. So one day, his daddy was in the back of the trash pile. He looked around, he says, oh boy, take off the pile. So he's going around, looked like a little Cajun harness, what you call them? Hell's Angel. Little Hell's Angel on his little moped. Beep, 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 beep. Gets up to a stop sign. And right next to him was his fancy race car, sports car. He looks at it and says, Kyaw! Now for those of y'all that are not from around here, you don't know what Kyaw means. It means I'm amazed. He looks at the guy in the car and says, hey, is that thing fast? He says, oh yeah, it's the fastest car on the road. Want a race? He says, okay. So when that stoplight changed, man, he floored it. Boom! Took off. Didn't see the little bar. Then all of a sudden in the rearview mirror, he sees this little dot coming up. Passed him up. Then he's coming back towards him. Passed him up. Then he looks at it, he's coming back again. And ran right into the rear end of that sports car. Man, he starts swerving all over. Finally pulls over the side of the road. Gets out, looks at the back. The little boy's just, oh my God. He says, you okay, T-boy? He says, uh-huh. He says, something I can do for you? He says, uh-huh. You can unhook my suspender from your rear view mirror.
I think that's the same one. Loveless used to have him a job selling vacuum cleaners. And what he would do, he'd get on that cell phone, you know, and he'd get him a telephone directory for each town he would go to. And he'd sit in his car and he'd call on his cell phone and make appointments to sell vacuum cleaners. And he called this place one time, and a little boy answered the phone, and he whispered, he said, "Hello." But Lovelace said, "Well, hello, my friend." He said, "My name is Lovelace." He said, "I sell vacuum cleaners. Your mama's there, I could talk with her?" And the little fella said, "She's busy." Whisper like, "Oh, she's busy, huh? Well, tell me, your daddy might be there." He said, "He's busy too." "He's busy too." He said, "Well, anybody else might be there I can talk with?" He said, "The fireman." "The fireman is there?" He said, "Yeah, but they're busy." He said, "Anybody else?" He said, "The police." "The police in there?" He said, "Yeah, but they're busy." He said, "What are they doing?" He said, "Looking for me." T-boy.
Let's see, I guess my favorite one that Dave Pettijohn does. Politics in South Louisiana are different. And down in Cow Island, the chief of police had died. Now they had a special town council meeting to decide what they're going to do, and the mayor said, "You know, I've been studying this problem, and you know, we're supposed to have a special election, but that's a whole lot of trouble, and me, I don't feel like doing that. So I'm just going to appoint somebody chief of police, and then we're done with it. And I'm going to appoint Joe chief of police. He ran the drawbridge the last 20 years. Now, if y'all haven't been down to Cow Island, there's a highway goes there. You cross the drawbridge, you're at Cow Island. The only other way to get there is by boat." He says he ran the drawbridge the last 20 years, done a great job. I think he'd make a good chief of police. So if nobody's got no objection, we'll name Joe chief of police and say two, we're done with it. Well, Placide in the back of the room pushes his hand in the air and says, "Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor." Is it okay, Placide, you got the floor? He says, before I start to talk, I got something to say. Nothing against you, Joe, but I don't think Joe would be a good chief of police. And the mayor said, "You mind explaining to everybody why you said that?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "You remember I had that red bull? That was my prize bull. I love that bull. I had a special stall for him, special feed. I'd brush him every day. I really love that bull. And one day I come home, and my poor bull is laying on the floor of the barn, swole up big, big like a house. He got into green clover and ate that clover, and they give him the gas. And my poor bull was dying, and I love that bull. I give him all the medicine I got, it don't do no good. So I ran to the veterinarian and said, "You got to help me, my poor bull's dying. And I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, I love that bull. When it gets cold, I get a blanket, go sleep with my bull, keep him warm." So he gave me this big pill. I ran back to the house fast. I opened my bull's mouth. I push, but the pressure's too strong. The pill don't want to go. And my poor bull's down. And you know I love that bull. So I said, "I'm going to try the other end." So I lift his tail up high. I push, but the pressure's too strong. The pill don't want to go. I didn't know what I was going to do. My poor bull's dying. And I look on the wall, and I saw a bugle. I said, "Well, I'm going to try that." So I got the bugle down. I lift his tail up. I put the bugle in. I put the pill in. The pill went in, but the bugle got stuck. And the pill started to work. And it started to blow that horn. And it scared my bull. And he busts out the barn. He's going down the road, and I'm running after him. And I say, "Please come back." My bull's going, "Nah." And the bugle's going, "Bum, bum, bum." And Joe, you opened the drawbridge, and my bull fell in the bayou and drowned. Now, Mr. Mayor, anybody that don't know the difference between a ship's horn and a bull with a bugle stuck up his ass don't deserve to be chief of police.